traveler of dreams, to a place where ancient wonders whisper secrets to the night. As you settle into your space, find a comfortable position, letting the day's worries gently drift away. Take a slow, deep breath, feeling your body relax with each exhale. There's nothing you need to do now, but simply listen, allowing these soft words to guide you into a peaceful slumber. Imagine a journey, not of effort, but of gentle unfolding. You find yourself walking a quiet path shaded by ancient, slumbering trees, their leaves rustling softly like distant memories. The air is cool and still, carrying the scent of moss and earth. Above, a vast, velvety sky unfurls, dotted with countless shimmering stars that seem to watch over everything with benevolent eyes. The path curves, and through a break in the trees, a soft, ethereal glow beckons. It's not a harsh light, but a gentle luminescence, emanating from something truly ancient and grand. As you draw closer, the trees part further, revealing the grand, silent facade of the temple of whispering stars. Its walls are crafted from pale, polished marble, gleaming faintly under the moonlight. Towering columns, carved with symbols of celestial bodies, stand sentinel, reaching upwards as if to embrace the night sky itself. A wide, smooth staircase, worn smooth by eons, leads to a massive, yet welcoming archway. No sound disturbs the profound hush that surrounds this sacred place. Only the quiet symphony of the distant night. Here, beneath the gaze of the ageless stars, a sense of deep peace settles upon you, inviting you into its quiet embrace. As the deep peace settles, your gaze gently lifts from the ageless stars to the immediate surroundings of this hallowed ground. You notice a narrow, winding path, barely visible in the soft moonlight, leading deeper into what feels like an ancient grove. Each step is unhurried, a quiet whisper upon the earth, as if the very ground encourages a gentle tread. Tall, ancient trees, their branches laden with time, softly sway, creating a hushed, rustling sound that is more comfort than noise. This path, worn smooth by countless seasons, guides you effortlessly forward. The air here is cool and clean, carrying the faint, sweet scent of damp earth and unseen blossoms. Through a parting in the dense foliage, a soft, ethereal glow becomes visible in the distance. It seems to emanate from within the heart of the grove, a warm, inviting light that promises sanctuary. As you draw closer, the shapes of monumental, moss-covered stones begin to emerge from the shadows, hinting at forgotten structures, or perhaps the foundations of a sacred temple. The silence here is profound, broken only by the gentle sigh of the wind through the leaves and the distant, rhythmic chirping of crickets. It's a silence that speaks of history, of quiet reverence, inviting you to simply be present. The glow brightens ever so slightly, beckoning you onward, deeper into the embrace of this peaceful, ancient wonder. The gentle glow leads you now, not into a vast open space, but down a wide, smooth corridor. Your steps, if you were to take them, would be cushioned by the softest silence. The walls here are of pale, polished marble, cool and smooth to the touch, reflecting the ambient light in a muted, comforting sheen. Tall, slender pillars rise gracefully from the floor, reaching up to a high, vaulted ceiling that seems to hold the quiet wisdom of ages. Soft, distant echo along these ancient walls. Intricate carvings tell stories without words. Perhaps scenes of constellations unfolding across a velvet sky, or gentle deities tending to sacred groves, their forms rendered in soft, flowing lines. No sharp edges, no harsh angles, only smooth, harmonious shapes that invite the eye to linger without effort. The air carries a faint, earthy scent, like old stone and dried herbs, mingling with something subtly sweet, perhaps from unseen blossoms carried on a breeze too subtle to feel. The corridor widens slightly, revealing alcoves where small, unlit braziers stand, their cold, smooth surfaces hinting at ceremonies long past. Yet, even without flame, they exude a sense of quiet purpose, guardians of forgotten rituals. Further on, soft, woven tapestries, faded with time, but still hinting at rich, deep colors, hang from hooks, depicting peaceful landscapes or stylized celestial maps. The light source remains hidden, an ethereal luminescence that seems to emanate from the very stone itself, casting long, soft shadows that dance gently as if breathing. Each step inward feels like a deeper immersion into a dream, a journey into a space woven from peace and ancient memory. You are simply moving through a beautiful, hushed expanse, guided by a quiet wonder, allowing the profound stillness to settle around you. As the profound stillness settles around you, a subtle shift in the air guides you deeper into this ancient sanctuary. The path beneath your bare feet transitions from cool, smooth stone to the soft, yielding earth of a sacred grove, interspersed with ancient roots that rise gently like slumbering giants from the very ground. Overhead, the canopy of immense, primeval trees begins to weave, their branches intertwining to filter the celestial moonlight into a dappled tapestry of silver and shadow. This is the Whispering Grove, a place whispered about in the oldest tales, where the very essence of ancient stories is said to linger in the gentle rustle of leaves. Towering trees, their bark etched with the passage of millennia, stand like silent, benevolent guardians, their limbs heavy with soft, emerald moss. A faint, sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine drifts on the tranquil air, mingling with the rich, earthy aroma of damp soil and forgotten blooms. Small, luminous beetles, like tiny living stars, drift lazily between the colossal trunks, their gentle, pulsing glow a soft beacon in the ethereal quiet. Soft, rustling leaves, distant chirping crickets. You pause near a particularly colossal oak, its vast trunk a haven of calm. observing the gentle dance of light and shadow upon the moss-covered stones at its base. A sense of deep, ageless peace emanates from the very heart of this sacred place. It is here, among these ancient sentinels, that the gentle currents of myth seem to flow, not as loud narratives, but as soft, timeless echoes, inviting you to simply rest within their embrace. The ancient sentinels stand tall, their gnarled branches weaving a dense, protective canopy high above. Moonlight filters through this living ceiling, painting soft, dappled patterns across the forest floor, like scattered silver coins. These are not merely trees, but silent, enduring witnesses to countless ages, their very roots intertwined with the profound stories that sleep here, waiting for a gentle ear. A hushed reverence fills the entire grove, like the slow, quiet breath of a sleeping deity. The air feels cool and exceptionally clean, carrying the faint, sweet scent of damp earth, rich soil, and the subtle perfume of distant, night-blooming blossoms. As your senses settle into this sacred space, you might notice how the moonlight delicately catches on the ancient, velvety moss that clings to the rough, textured bark of the trees, creating a soft, silvery sheen. A tender, ethereal mist begins to rise ever so gently from the ground, swirling lazily around the sturdy bases of the sentinels. This swirling mist makes the grove feel even more dreamlike and otherworldly, as if the very essence of the earth is exhaling, releasing the day's warmth into the cool embrace of the night. In this sanctuary, there are no harsh or sudden sounds, only the occasional, almost imperceptible whisper of leaves stirred by a barely there breeze, or the soft, rhythmic rustle of an unseen creature moving quietly through the dense undergrowth. These are the purest sounds of deep peace, a timeless lullaby woven intricately from the very fabric of the ancient world. Your gaze might softly trace a narrow, winding path, almost invisible beneath a carpet of fallen leaves and yielding moss, inviting you gently onward, deeper into the tranquil heart of this sanctuary. It promises no grand adventure, only a more profound quiet, an even deeper stillness, where the rhythm of time seems to slow to a single, unhurried beat. Each step you might imagine taking would be exquisitely cushioned by the soft, yielding earth, absorbing any sound, leaving only the quiet, steady pulse of the night to accompany your peaceful drift. The path, barely there beneath your feet, seems to guide you deeper into a place of profound quiet. Above, the canopy of ancient trees forms a majestic, dark dome, allowing only slivers of moonlight to filter through. These are not ordinary trees. Their trunks are wide and gnarled, etched with the silent stories of millennia, their branches reaching out like wise, comforting arms. The air here is cooler, carrying a faint, earthy scent mixed with something else, something subtly sweet and wild, like night-blooming jasmine or distant, unseen moss that grows only in such hallowed places. As you drift further, the silver light from above begins to paint the forest floor in shifting patterns. Patches of luminous moss glow softly on the bark of fallen logs, creating tiny constellations of green light along the shadowed ground. A gentle, almost imperceptible rustling passes through the leaves high above, like a whispered secret carried on the night breeze. It's a sound that doesn't disturb the peace, but deepens it. An ancient lullaby sung by the grove itself, settling around you like a soft, invisible cloak. You might notice a sense of timelessness here, as if the grove has stood undisturbed since the very first myths were spun. Its quiet strength, a comforting presence. There are no sudden movements, no jarring sounds, just a slow, peaceful unfolding of night's quiet beauty, perhaps nestled between two colossal root systems. A small, still pool of water reflects the moonlight like a dark, polished mirror. Its surface is perfectly calm, holding the distant stars in its depths, inviting a moment of silent contemplation. This sacred grove embraces you completely, a tranquil sanctuary where every shadow holds serenity and every whisper is a promise of deep, restful sleep. The air in the sacred grove remains still, carrying the faint, sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine and damp earth. Overhead, the ancient branches intertwine, forming a living canopy that filters the moonlight into dappled patterns on the mossy ground. Each rustle of leaves sounds like a hushed secret, a story whispered across centuries by the spirits of this hallowed place. A gentle breeze, barely a breath, weaves through the leaves, carrying with it a faint, melodic chime like distant wind bells made of crystal. You feel a soft invitation to venture a little deeper, to follow a winding path barely visible between the gnarled roots. This path, worn smooth by countless forgotten footsteps, leads you further into the heart of the grove, where the trees seem to grow even taller, their trunks draped in velvety moss. The moonlight, now a brighter silver, begins to illuminate the faint outline of weathered stone peeking through the thick foliage ahead. It's a fragment of an old wall, perhaps, or a forgotten monument, blending almost seamlessly with the natural world. As you draw closer, the foliage thins just enough to reveal more of the structure. Not a wall, but a series of intricately carved steps leading up to a small, open-air shrine nestled amongst the oldest trees. The stone is cool and smooth to the touch, telling tales of ages long past without a single word. A single unlit brazier sits quietly at the center of the shrine, reflecting the moon's glow. The air here is profoundly peaceful, a timeless hush that invites you to simply be, and to let your thoughts drift softly away into the comforting stillness. The path ahead, barely illuminated by the soft, filtered moonlight, leads you deeper into the heart of the sacred grove surrounding the shrine. Ancient trees, their branches reaching like silent guardians, stand witness to centuries of whispered secrets and quiet devotion. Their leaves, a tapestry of deep greens and gentle grays in the dim light, rustle with a barely perceptible sigh, a sound almost like the land itself breathing. This gentle whisper is the only sound a natural lullaby. Moss-covered stones, worn smooth by time and gentle rains, form a natural walkway, guiding your steps without effort or urgency. Each stone seems to hold a memory, a faint echo of the countless beings who have walked this path in quiet contemplation. The air grows cooler here, carrying the faint, earthy scent of damp soil and ancient wood, a comforting aroma that grounds you to this timeless place, deep within its embrace. As you follow the winding path, you notice intricate carvings on some of the larger, more ancient tree trunks, subtle symbols etched into the bark, telling silent stories of forgotten ages. They are not meant to be deciphered quickly, but rather to be observed with a sense of wonder, their forms merging with the natural patterns of the wood. The grove itself feels like a vast living temple, with the sky as its dome and the roots as its foundation. You notice a small, weathered stone bench nestled beneath a particularly old, gnarled tree, its roots twisting like ancient narratives across the ground. It seems to invite a moment of rest, a chance to simply absorb the profound tranquility that permeates every fiber of this hallowed space. The moonlight filters through the canopy, painting shifting patterns of light and shadow on the forest floor, a silent dance that mesmerizes and calms. This grove is a sanctuary, a place where time slows and the world outside fades into a soft, distant memory, leaving only peace. The gentle, rustling leaves above continue their soft lullaby, a whispering chorus that invites deeper tranquility. You feel the cool, soft earth beneath your feet as your path, almost imperceptibly, begins to change. The wilder, untamed growth of the grove gives way to something more deliberate, though still ancient and woven into nature's embrace. Smooth, time-worn stones begin to appear, forming a subtle, meandering path that winds deeper into the heart of this sacred space. Moonbeams, now slightly filtered by a denser canopy of ancient trees, highlight faint carvings on these stone spirals and gentle waves, symbols of time and the flowing essence of life itself. The air grows even cooler, carrying with it the faint, sweet scent of unseen blossoms and damp moss. Ahead, a soft, ethereal glow seems to emanate from deeper within the grove, not a bright light, but a tender, inner radiance, like moonlight caught in dew-kissed spiderwebs. You follow this ancient path, each step quiet, almost reverent. The trees here are even grander, their trunks broad and gnarled, reaching high to form a natural cathedral ceiling. Between them, you catch glimpses of what appears to be a structure, not built, but grown from the very rock of the earth, adorned with the same soft, mossy green and shadowed by the immense foliage. It is a place of profound stillness, where even the air seems to hold its breath. A hushed quiet descends deeper than before, as if approaching the heart of the grove's ancient wisdom. Only the distant, faint sound of a nocturnal bird occasionally breaks the profound silence, emphasizing the deep peace all around. The path gently continues its winding course, each step taking you deeper into the embrace of the sacred grove. The ancient trees, standing like silent guardians, grow taller here, their gnarled branches interwoven high above, forming a living cathedral ceiling. Sunlight, or perhaps moonlight, filtered through the leaves, now descends in soft, shifting patterns, painting the forest floor with a gentle, ethereal glow. You notice the air growing cooler, carrying the faint scent of damp earth and something else, something subtly floral and deeply calming, an aroma that whispers of forgotten times, of ancient rituals and quiet reverence. The profound silence that settled upon the grove before now feels even more encompassing, a hush so deep it seems to hold the very memories of the earth, echoing through the centuries. As you draw closer to what feels like the very heart of this ancient sanctuary, the trees begin to part slightly, revealing a small, luminous open space. In its center, nestled amongst cushions of verdant moss and ferns, stands a single grand stone, worn smooth by countless seasons. It doesn't appear carved by human hands, but rather shaped by nature's own slow, patient artistry, a natural altar, or perhaps a marker of immense age. A delicate stream of water, clear and impossibly still, trickles from its base, gathering into a shallow, moss-lined pool that reflects the filtered light like a polished obsidian mirror. Here, the wisdom of the grove feels palpable, a quiet, gentle presence that invites calm reflection and a deep sense of peace. The distant nocturnal bird is no longer heard. Only the soft, rhythmic drip of the water breaks the perfect serenity. The rhythmic drip continues, a steady, soft cadence against the stone. Your awareness follows this gentle sound, tracing it to its source. It seems to issue from a small, almost hidden alcove, where water, clear and cool, gathers in a shallow basin carved from the living rock. The basin itself is ancient, smoothed by countless centuries of flowing water, its edges softened like ancient river stones. This is not a man-made vessel, but a natural formation cradled by time, silent testament to the earth's patient sculpting. Subtle sound of water gently pooling above this basin. A tiny fissure in the cavern's ceiling allows a single, slender beam of moonlight to pierce the darkness. It is not a harsh light, but a tender, silver thread that dances on the surface of the water, creating shifting patterns of soft luminescence. These patterns ripple across the stone walls, making the ancient carvings and natural contours of the grotto seem to breathe with a quiet, ethereal life. Some of these carvings depict stylized leaves and blossoms, intertwining with crescent moons and soft, star-like motifs, hinting at a reverence for both earth and sky within these hallowed depths. As you gaze at the water, you notice small, almost imperceptible eddies forming, then dissolving, as each drop joins the placid pool. The air here is cool and clean, carrying the faint, earthy scent of damp stone and something else, something subtly sweet like night-blooming jasmine or an ancient, forgotten herb. Perhaps it is the fragrance of the delicate mosses that cling to the shaded rocks, or the memory of rituals long past. This hidden grotto feels like a secret chamber of time, untouched by the rush of the world beyond. A gentle, hushed tranquility settles deeper around you, wrapping you in its profound stillness, inviting you to simply be and to rest. The moonlight beam holds steady, a constant, comforting presence in the serene darkness. The steady beam of moonlight, having found its way through an unseen opening high above, now traces a path across the polished, cool marble floor. Its silver glow gently illuminates the faint, intricate carvings that adorn the ancient walls, patterns of intertwining leaves and distant stars that seem to breathe with the quiet passage of eons. With each slow, soft breath you take, the air feels cool and clean, carrying the faintest whisper of petrichor, a scent that speaks of distant, moss-covered stones, and perhaps a hidden spring deep within these hallowed grounds. A soft, almost imperceptible breeze begins to stir, just enough to make the air itself feel like a gentle current, moving through vast, open spaces. It carries with it an echo, a barely audible, distant chime, like wind passing through finely wrought ancient bells, perhaps from a high tower or a sacred grove just beyond the temple's main structure. It's a sound so delicate, so ethereal, that it seems to be part of the silence itself, a harmony woven into the very fabric of this sacred place. You notice how the moonlight shifts ever so slightly, creating dancing shadows that play across the ancient reliefs, giving them a fleeting, dream-like animation against the stone. There's no sense of urgency here, only a deep, abiding peace that emanates from the very stones. The temple breathes slowly around you, a timeless sentinel, holding its secrets close, yet offering its tranquility freely. The quiet is absolute, broken only by the soft, distant chime, which now seems to be guiding a subtle current of air, hinting at a new, deeper passage within the structure. This gentle invitation beckons, not with force, but with a quiet promise of further wonder, allowing your mind to drift, serene and unburdened, deeper into the peaceful calm that surrounds you. As you allow yourself to drift further into the peaceful calm that surrounds you, a subtle shift in the ancient structure invites you deeper still. You move gently, as though guided by the softest current, past towering columns that seem to hum with forgotten stories. The air grows cooler here, carrying the faint, earthy scent of damp stone and something else, a whisper of rare, aged wood. You find yourself in a more secluded chamber, a tranquil inner sanctum, where the world outside feels impossibly distant. Soft light filters in from an unseen source high above, perhaps a cleverly hidden opening to the sky, casting long, peaceful shadows across the smooth, polished marble floor. Intricate carvings adorn the walls, depicting celestial maps and gentle, sleeping figures, their faces serene and timeless. The patterns seem to ripple softly in the dim light, inviting your gaze to wander without effort, absorbing their quiet beauty. In the very center of this hushed space, on a low, broad plinth, rests a single, dark stone, worn smooth by ages of contemplation. It does not glow, yet it seems to absorb all light, holding a quiet presence that anchors the room in profound stillness. This sacred space is a guardian of enduring peace, each detail a silent invitation for your own mind to soften, to release, and to find its own quiet anchor in the deep tranquility. The profound stillness of this sacred space whispers secrets carried on ancient breezes. As you linger, a gentle current seems to draw you deeper, past columns worn smooth by centuries of reverence. Each step is unhurried, echoing softly on the polished stone floor, barely disturbing the quiet air. The air itself feels ancient, laden with forgotten prayers and peaceful contemplation. You find yourself drawn into a hidden chamber, a place of quiet contemplation tucked away from the grander halls. Moonlight, filtered through a high, narrow aperture high above, casts long, soft shadows across the intricate mosaic floor. The patterns here depict not grand battles or heroic deeds, but the gentle cycles of the moon, the slow uncoiling of starlight across the dark canvas, and the quiet dance of celestial bodies across the night sky. It's a map of serenity, inviting your gaze to drift and soften. Subtle sound of distant wind, like a soft sigh in the very center of this chamber. A single, ancient stone basin holds water so still, it perfectly reflects the sliver of moon above. Petals, dried and fragrant, float serenely on its surface, testament to countless moments of quiet offering in ages past. The air here is cool and clean, carrying the faintest scent of old stone and dried herbs, a subtle, grounding aroma. This is a place where time itself seems to slow, where the hurried world outside fades into an impossibly distant murmur, becoming less and less important. Around the edges of the chamber, niches carved into the thick, protective walls cradle small, unlit braziers. Their purpose long fulfilled, they now stand as silent sentinels, holding the memory of warmth and fragrant smoke, guardians of tranquility. This chamber is a haven, a soft, stone embrace, inviting you to simply be, to let the quiet patterns on the floor, the silvered water, and the ancient, enduring peace settle over you, like a comforting blanket woven from starlight and calm, gently easing you deeper into rest. The patterns on the floor continue, guiding the eye with their subtle geometry, leading deeper into the heart of this ancient sanctuary. The silvered water, calm and reflective, stretches onward, catching and refracting the soft, ambient glow from unseen sources, perhaps filtered through a high, narrow opening, or from luminous mosses clinging to the damp stone. This light plays across the surface, a gentle current, barely perceptible, carries tiny, phosphorescent motes across the water like slow-moving, ethereal stars within the temple's deep embrace. As you allow your gaze to drift, the path curves subtly, and the soft, lapping sound of the water, which was once so near, now becomes a more distant, sustained murmur. It echoes softly, as if emanating from a deeper, hidden chamber, drawing you further into its mystery. The air here is cool and wonderfully still, carrying a faint, sweet scent of damp earth and something indefinably ancient, a blend of polished, age-old stone and dried blossoms. Ahead, the towering walls of the passageway seem to open into a wider space, not a grand hall, but a deliberate expansion, almost a chamber carved directly from the living rock, yet refined with the same serene artistry found throughout the temple. Here, massive, smooth columns rise, their forms not sharply defined, but softened by the pervasive, gentle light. Their surfaces are adorned with faint, intricate carvings, almost worn smooth by the passage of countless ages, hinting at forgotten stories of creation and enduring peace. This is a place of profound quietude, where even the lightest breath feels significant, harmonizing with the deep, resonant calm that fills the air. It is as if the very stones themselves are breathing a silent sigh of contentment, inviting you to share in their timeless tranquility. A quiet, sacred hush. This hush guides you gently forward, deeper into the heart of the temple of quiet wisdom. Your steps are almost imperceptible, absorbed by the thick, ancient rugs that cushion the pathways. Here, the soft glow from above illuminates intricate carvings on the walls, depicting celestial maps and constellations that spin slowly across the stone, each star a tiny, polished gem. These aren't just maps of the sky, but perhaps maps of thought, of time, of the quiet journey of discovery. The air grows even softer, as if sound itself is hesitant to disturb the profound peace. You notice alcoves along the walls, each holding a single, unlit lantern, its wick patiently waiting. Within some of these alcoves, small, smooth stones are arranged in gentle spirals, or polished wooden tablets rest, their surfaces worn smooth by countless touches. These are not relics to be revered with grandeur, but objects of quiet contemplation, each holding a simple, enduring energy. Further in, a circular chamber slowly reveals itself, bathed in the softest silver light that seems to emanate from the very center of the floor. There, a shallow basin of water, perfectly still, reflects the ceiling, creating an illusion of boundless depth. Tiny, almost invisible currents dance across its surface, stirring reflections of the subtle carvings above. It feels like a place where ancient scholars might have gazed, finding answers not in grand pronouncements, but in the tranquil dance of water and light, a quiet echo of the wisdom held within these sacred walls. The tranquility of the reflecting pool truly deepens the hush within these hallowed halls. Soft light, perhaps from a distant opening high above, continues to play on the water's surface, casting delicate, rippling shadows that slowly climb the ancient, cool stone walls. Each gentle ripple seems to carry with it a whisper of forgotten lore, a silent, comforting invitation to simply pause and allow your senses to drift. You can feel the immense age of this place, not as a heavy burden, but as a soothing, settled presence, still and profound. Just beyond the soft shimmer of the water, a row of towering marble pillars stands in quiet procession, like sentinels of time. Their surfaces, worn smooth by countless passing ages, are etched with faint, almost imperceptible patterns that hint at celestial maps or ancient symbols. The air here is cool and clean, carrying only the faintest scent of old stone and the delicate dampness of the water. As your gaze drifts past these grand pillars, the path beyond them meanders gently, paved with smooth, cool flagstones. It winds deeper into the temple's quiet embrace, away from the direct light of the pool, towards a more secluded area. Perhaps, just perhaps, a faint, sweet aroma of old parchment and cool earth now drifts on the still air, gently guiding you towards a deeper chamber. This is where ancient knowledge sleeps undisturbed, nestled amongst silent shelves and forgotten alcoves, waiting for only the softest presence to acknowledge its enduring peace. The silence here is not empty, but full, rich with stories untold, and wisdom patiently resting. From these quiet shelves, where stories untold and wisdom patiently rest, the path ahead gently guides you. It leads into a small, circular chamber, a sanctuary nestled deeper within the ancient library. Here, the primary source of illumination is the soft, ethereal glow of a single ancient orb, suspended with delicate artistry from the high, vaulted ceiling. Its light, a pale silver, seems to dance upon the constellations painted on the domed surface above, making the stars appear to drift slowly, majestically across the celestial canvas. This chamber is not for reading, but for contemplation and mapping. Along its curved walls, instead of rows of heavy tomes, you find antique wooden stands displaying heavy, rolled parchments and polished brass astrolabes. Their intricate gears and finely etched scales gleam faintly, catching the orb's soft radiance. Each parchment, tied with a silken ribbon, unfolds to reveal intricate star charts and maps of forgotten, mythic lands, their borders softened by the passage of countless ages. You can almost feel the gentle, timeless breeze of the cosmos as you gaze upon these silent records of the heavens and earth. The air here is still and cool, carrying the faint, comforting scent of old paper, polished wood, and distant starlight, a subtle perfume of journeys charted long, long ago. In this hushed space, time itself seems to slow its relentless pace, allowing the mind to wander freely among the luminous, silent patterns of the night sky, finding profound peace in the vast, quiet wisdom of the cosmos. It is truly a sanctuary of cosmic knowledge, cradled within the larger, echoing temple of learning, a place where the universe whispers its oldest secrets. Within this sanctuary, the air itself seems to hum with ancient knowledge, a soft, almost imperceptible vibration that lulls the mind into a profound sense of peace. You might notice now a subtle shift in the light, as if the moon itself has found a way to filter through the very stone above, casting a silver, ethereal glow upon the polished, dark surfaces of the chamber. Soft, distant chime. The path here is not always clear, but intuition, a quiet inner knowing, gently guides you deeper. You find yourself drawn towards a circular chamber, its towering walls adorned not with earthly texts, but with constellations of tiny, luminous points, meticulously crafted like a breathtaking map of the night sky, rendered in precious, glowing minerals. Each star, each nebula, each swirling galaxy seems to pulse with a gentle, inner light, revealing intricate pathways through the silent expanse of the cosmos. There are no conventional chairs here, no heavy desks, only smooth, cool marble benches, polished by countless eons, curving gracefully along the walls. They invite you to recline, to lean back, to gaze upwards at this extraordinary stellar ceiling. Here, stories are not read from fragile scrolls, but absorbed directly from the silent, majestic dance of distant suns. The patterns slowly rearrange themselves, depicting the slow, majestic sweep of galaxies, the quiet birth of stars, the serene journey of comets across unimaginable eons of time. A soft, almost imperceptible breeze whispers through the chamber, carrying with it the faint scent of ancient stone and something else. Perhaps the clean, cool air of distant space, or simply the profound, peaceful quiet of time itself. You are simply an observer now, enveloped in this vast, tranquil theater of the universe, where every silent flicker is a timeless tale, inviting your mind to wander, to dream, to simply be. The gentle, silver light seems to embrace you, a soft, cosmic lullaby, as you rest within this temple of boundless wisdom. The gentle, silver light seems to embrace you, a soft, cosmic lullaby, as you rest within this temple of boundless wisdom. You feel it now, the quiet hum of ages past, the whisper of starlight through ancient marble. The air itself is soft, cool against your skin, carrying the faint, sweet scent of distant night-blooming jasmine that drifts through the grand, open arches. Each sculpted column, each intricate carving, holds a silent story, not demanding to be heard, but simply existing, a testament to enduring peace. The vastness of the cosmos, glimpsed through the temple's ethereal ceiling, begins to blur, its pinprick stars softening into a hazy, comforting glow. This sacred space is not just stone and light. It is a haven, a place where time slows, where worries gently unspool and fade away like mist before the dawn. Your breath deepens, a gentle rhythm echoing the quiet pulse of the ancient world around you. The soft, distant sounds of the night, perhaps a rustle of leaves in a far-off grove, or the distant murmur of a hidden spring, become part of this tranquil tapestry, drawing you further into repose. The silver light, a guardian and a guide, wraps around you, a silken blanket woven from moonbeams and stardust. There is nothing left to do, nowhere else to be. Just this quiet moment, this timeless space, and the growing sense of calm. Allow your thoughts to drift like clouds across a vast evening sky, moving further and further until they are out of sight. The temple stands, eternal and serene, holding you safely within its peaceful embrace. Let the ancient quiet settle over you, letting go of each breath as you close your eyes and drift into the deepest, most peaceful sleep.